In every powerhouse, we want to get the most use of spaces available to us. This can be challenging, especially if you can't maintain a comfortable temperature in certain areas. Here to walk us through some information about heat pumps and their function is PJ Cowell from Colony Heating and Air Conditioning. PJ, thanks for being with us. Most homes have a fully integrated HVAC system. What's a heat pump and why would I need to add one?
In layman's terms, a heat pump is virtually an air conditioner that runs backwards. So we have an outdoor condenser, and that outdoor condenser in the summertime blows the heat out or through it. What a heat pump does is it reverses that and it brings that heat indoors. And so we're using that heat and transferring that across the coil and using that to heat our home in the wintertime. The drawback to a heat pump in our climate is when the temperatures get down to 15 degrees or colder, that heat pump is going to struggle, A, not being efficient enough, and B, not transferring enough heat. There's not enough heat in the air to comfortably heat your home. So we need some sort of a dual fuel or a backup heating system, whether that would be an electric strip heat or a forced air furnace to help offset that.
So are there different types of heat pumps, PJ?
There's 3 different types of heat pumps. This particular system that we're looking at here is a air-to-air heat pump. They also make a geothermal heat pump, which uses the ground temperature, the 55-degree ground temperature as its heating system. And then there's also a water source heat pump, which if, say, for instance, you had a pond, we could run loops through that pond and use the temperature of the pond to help heat and cool our home.
Okay, we're in a new construction, so talk us a little bit about the installation of a heat pump here.
This particular system has ductwork, just like a conventional heating and cooling system. We have a air handler here, and this air handler happens to have electric strip heat as our backup, and then we have a outdoor condensing unit.
Again, we're in a new home construction, but it can also be, I can put a heat pump in a retrofit, correct?
You can. There's these air handlers like what we're looking at here. We get in a lot of applications where, say, we have a 2-story home and it won't cool as well in the summertime. So we get in a lot of applications where we'll put this type of system in a 2nd story or in an attic and use that to heat and cool the 2nd story. Do a lot of these on room additions. What's nice with this type of technology is when we get in a room addition that's 600-800 square feet, we can't really put a forced air furnace in there, it's too big. So this type of application, we can get a unit that's 3/4 a ton up to 5 tons. So we got a lot of variables there, and we can get a system that fits the needs of that particular room. We can also take this and put this inverter technology and heat pump on an existing forced air furnace. Say, for instance, if you had a gas furnace that is newer and your air conditioner is older, you could go to a heat pump in that type of application. This particular system, heat pump system, we have wall-mounted air handlers that can be put in. We have cassettes, they call them, which are ceiling-mounted units, and they make one that's a low-wall unit. So we got a lot of options there with this same heat pump and inverter technology that we can hit different applications.
Okay, and I'm sure many of our viewers, we think about the heat pump and we think, okay, heat, but we also, it's used very much during the summer months for the cool, to bring cool to our house.
It is, and that's the biggest advantage of a heat pump and this type of system is we're up in the 23, 24, 25 SEER rating that stands for Seasonal Energy Efficiency Rating. So a conventional air conditioner is going to be 14 SEER. This is going to be up in the mid-20s, so a lot more efficient.
Well, PJ, thanks for giving us a great overview. And as always, do your research, talk to the professionals, and see if a heat pump might be right for your powerhouse. The first heat pump was invented in Austria in 1856 by Peter von Rittinger. Modern versions of the heat pump became commercially popular for American homes during the oil crisis of the 1970s.